You know, many kids across the state returned to school campuses this week after the Thanksgiving break. And there's been some concern about what kind of COVID numbers we may see in schools in the coming days and weeks. But the state has launched a program to make COVID-19 testing more accessible to students as well as staff members as they continue to navigate this difficult school year. Our Nora Bettis has more.
It works out really good for us. I'm very grateful for these testing kits.
Dr. Marisa Chapa, Superintendent of Schools for Benavides ISD, says her district has already held 2 testing sessions using supplies provided through the Texas K-12 school system COVID Rapid Testing Project. The program was launched at the end of October. So far, 496 schools across the state have registered, and almost 1 million test kits have been distributed. The program, jointly run by the Texas Education Agency, the Texas Department of Emergency Management, and the Texas Department of State Health Services, also provides training for teachers and other community members who will be administering the tests. Dr. Chapa says the program is especially welcome in small towns like hers.
With the lack of clinics in this rural area, it's been nice that the parents can just call and say, I really want my kid tested. They're not feeling well today. Okay.
Benavides ISD plans to hold another testing event later this week and will continue to receive equipment from the state as long as it's available.
And so TDEM's been really good about coordinating that too and checking in if we need supplies. It's been helpful. And it's not just the school. I think it's a whole community working together in our case.
Nora Bettis, 3 News.
Still to come on